offer to see around and enjoy the good weather of Izmir. So I welcome you with all my good wills and good heart. Thank you for being here. This project, my dear friend and our project coordinator Wolfgang Schabereit is going to tell about the project later on. I just want to say welcome in my speech and just to talk about what is inclusive entrepreneurship and what is cross-sectionality. That may give us some kind of better understanding maybe. Many people are able with their families or friends or some financial resources with a good viable idea to find their own companies. However, for many occasions, for many people, it is not that much simple and easy. Either think about the senior people, they do not want to take risk. Young people, they do not have enough knowledge. And when it goes to cross-sectionality, for example, people struggling with disabilities at the senior ages, and also, which is obvious all around the world, also women, it is not very hard to do. It's not very easy to do it. It's really very hard. So these programs, Erasmus Plus programs, are giving opportunity for the specialists and for the academics to produce knowledge for the people who are in need of these trainings. So that's why we are all together and we have started not just this project, but many projects like this. So this project is about, in fact, entrepreneurship for the people who are struggling with dyslexia. So the team was excellent. It was incredible, this project. We couldn't understand that how 30 months is about to over. That was a very good harmony of the team. So I would like to also thank all the contributors to this project. And the second issue, a couple of years ago, we were talking with Wolfgang and his our partner also, Dr. Schabereit. He is also co-editor of another project that you will see on the book. Thanks to Rainer and thanks to Wolfgang, this idea turned to a really very concrete output. And also we believe in Yaşar University, in the disabled unit, and also the foundation courses department, Yasin Hoca, maybe you know him, and his team are going to hopefully adopt this program, this training, as an ECTS, 2 ECTS course at Yaşar University. Besides that, Yaşar University has many awards on the accessibility campus. So the accessibility unit will also deliver this training program to a broader audience in many languages. So I would like to welcome you again and thanks for being here. And our rector has some meetings today. He sent his best greetings. He would be here, but he couldn't. So I also thank him for his support that organized everything as well. First, after my kind welcoming speech, I would like to invite Mr. Wolfgang Schabereit, and after our dear President, Mutlucan Güler, I give the word to you. Thank you.
Yes, thanks a lot to Share. My pronunciation is not Turkish, unfortunately, sorry. Even I'm here now, I think, 5th time already. And I'm always very impressed about the university here because it's an enormous university. It looks brilliant. I think you were in a university in Austria already. Our universities look quite different, to be honest. There's such a high standard here or level. And yeah, sometimes I have the feeling not being at the university, it's more like a holiday resort, it looks like. But I'm sure that the students here will get really a wonderful and brilliant education here. It's fantastic. It's now I think around 5th or 6th project which we are doing together with the Yaşar University. And all of the projects were really successful, and because of the engagement of the staff, and I want to thank you, Serpil and Shagi, especially for your brilliant work which you are doing in all these projects. And the last project, and for sure, it will be not the last for everyone, it's now the last for now, is this lexicon project. quite interesting topic, which we handed in around 3 years ago. You know that there is a procedure when you have to make a proposal. First of all, you need an idea. That's the more or less most exciting and interesting issue to do. And we had the idea of combining dyslexia and entrepreneurship. And afterwards, if you have the idea, because of an EU project, you have to find partners who are supporting you, who are with you on board, and to whom you can give some tasks to work on. And fortunately, that project is a really nice partnership, because this is a partnership which was running very, very well, and each partner did a great job. And this was really a project also with no crisis, no challenges, no struggles. So it was really working with friends. We had partners from Hungary, from Greece, from Spain, and another partner who is my brother. He's absent, unfortunately, from Austria. Did I forgotten Turkey? No, these were the partnership. Brain Plus was the coordinator, which is the company where I'm coming from. Brain Plus is a small consultancy company in Austria. It's between Wien and Graz, if you know Graz. Graz is in the south border to Slovenia, but compared to Turkey, Austria is small. How many people are living in Turkey? 81, so nearly 10 times higher than Austria. And it's a small city between those two biggest cities, Vienna and Graz. Vienna has about 2 million and Graz 300,000, so these are the biggest cities. The second biggest city is 300,000 in Austria. And there we had this idea, and Brain Plus is working mainly on EU projects. Our main working field is to think on innovative new ideas for training issues. That's the main topic on which we are working, is training issues, and to develop training material, online courses, whatever on training issues. So we are not the experts in the fields very deeply, which we are working sometimes, but sometimes also we have some know-how. In the Lexicon project, we were coming from the entrepreneurship side. So we are not working with people who are having dyslexia, but we offer some services on entrepreneurship. Personally, on my side, I'm an external lecturer also for entrepreneurship at the University for Applied Sciences in Austria. And I'm giving consultancy to founders and startups. And I was thinking because if you go through these materials for founders, startups, they are written very complicated, to be honest, and very difficult to understand. So I thought there is, for sure, people who are maybe have a fear of funding a company, because it looks so difficult. It looks so difficult if you get all of this material. And there are, in Austria, I don't know how the situation in Turkey is in Austria, there's many info material on funding a company, from the chamber, from regional business agencies, whatever. There are so many different organizations offering consultancy there, but they are really, really written in a very difficult style. So normally this should persuade you to try to form a company. It's not easy if you do that, because you have to think there is no regular income anymore, which is sometimes bad because you get invoices to pay, and you need some money for on a bank account. But this info materials often is, from my point of view, psychologically a hindrance that you think I would make my own company, and some people thought even do not understand what's inside there. And then I came to the topic dyslexia. I'm personally not affected by dyslexia. I got into the topic because I have, from a private personal reason, I'm having twins also. I've 4 kids. 2 of them are twins, and they were premature born. They were born with 1 kilo, very small kids, very small, 1 kilo. And it is expected, it happens very often, that these kids, they are now 6.5, years old, that these kids can be affected by dyslexia. So I started reading dyslexia, and I had in mind also this difficult, because it's my job, entrepreneurship consultancy, and I had in mind this difficult info material on entrepreneurship. That's why I was thinking we should combine these two challenges. Let us combine these two challenges. And is it possible to make the things easier to understand, easier to read, easier to use? And Serpent will go more into detail in the project, we developed some models on the subject entrepreneurship from the very, very early stage process, having an idea till to implement it, but I think Serpent will tell you more. And we developed in that way that people having dyslexia can use it. We got some advice also from a professor from the University of Graz, how this should be structured and what do we have to think on. And yeah, finally, and I'm standing now here, we developed all the material. It's translated in different languages. So the language according to the partner countries, so Hungarians, Spanish, German, Turkish, and Greek. And it's now in the phase that we are testing this material, because it should be, before it's the final version, it should be tested. And I think maybe Seppi can say that it's still open, that you can participate as a test person. It's nothing bad if you do that, so nothing will hurt you. But if you're interested, and Seppi will mention, we are in the final stage of the project, and we will test it and adapt it, and you are invited to be active, to take part now in that project. I want to thank again for being here. It's really so nice, and the weather is brilliant. In Austria we have 6 degrees now, and it's raining. I don't know how much you have, 25 or 25. It's sunny, so and luckily tomorrow I have a free day, so I can walk around to a nice city to see the sea, because we don't have a sea in Austria. The sea is very special for us. It's nothing for you, but for us it's very special. And I want to thank you again to the Yasashun University for participating in the project, for hosting us, for all your inputs, and let's hope to find another project that is soon. So thank you.
It was an excellent opening speech. Thanks, Wolfie. So I would like to invite now Mr. Mutlucan Güner to the stage for his speech on inclusive entrepreneurship, to my knowledge.
Hello everyone. Hello, salut, hola, kalimera, merhaba to all of you. Good afternoon. Today we're gonna talk about unlocking opportunities for all. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Mutlucan Güner from Kesiyat Business Association, former president, which is one of the largest organized industry zones in Turkey. It's a privilege to be here today to speak on the topic of inclusive entrepreneurship. In today's rapidly evolving global economy, entrepreneurship has emerged as a vital engine for economic growth and innovation. However, the benefits of entrepreneurship are not always evenly distributed. Many individuals and communities face barriers that prevent them from participating in the entrepreneurial activities. This is where the concept of inclusive entrepreneurship comes into play. Let's start with defining inclusive entrepreneurship. Inclusive entrepreneurship is about ensuring that everyone, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to start and grow their own business. It focuses on breaking down the barriers that marginalized groups such as women, minorities, people with disabilities, and those from disadvantaged socioeconomic backgrounds faced in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And let's talk about a little why inclusive entrepreneurship matters. The importance of inclusive entrepreneurship cannot be overstated. By providing equal opportunities, we not only promote social equity, but also drive economic development. When more people are able to bring their ideas to the market, we see a more diverse range of products and services, increased innovation, and the creation of new jobs. According to the traditional approach, entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial spirit is blending an idea with passion and turning it into a concrete form. However, the traditional understanding of entrepreneurship is sometimes far from having an approach that takes into account differences, in other words, includes everyone. At this point, it's necessary to talk about the concept of inclusive entrepreneurship, which expresses the added value of diversity, differences, and all these elements. Inclusive entrepreneurship eliminates all obstacles and thrives on differences, providing opportunity for everyone, with all their differences, to turn their ideas into reality. It ensures inclusivity by ensuring that an entrepreneur has equal opportunities to turn their idea into reality, regardless of their background, ethnicity, gender, ability, or special need. At this point, first of all, raising awareness is important in terms of adopting an inclusive entrepreneurship approach. Compared to traditional entrepreneurship, inclusive entrepreneurship breaks down barriers, nourishes, and enriches us with differences. Implementing the entrepreneurial idea requires leeway in many business matters, from necessary financial resources to business plan, risk, and liquidity management. At this point, disadvantaged groups in some countries, such as women, immigrants, disabled people, and individuals with special needs, are unfortunately still exposed to negative attitudes and behaviors, such as some prejudices or hesitant approaches due to lack of information, which can cause them to start one step behind in the business world. We can consider dyslexia one of the learning disabilities that has successful examples in the world regarding entrepreneurship. There are many examples of successful entrepreneurs with dyslexia. Walt Disney, the founder of Walt Disney Company, and Steve Jobs, the legend leader of Apple. These are two names that come to mind in the first place. Walt Disney is a pioneer of animated cartoons and the first filmmaker to win multiple awards. Although he had to drop out of school due to his learning disability, this situation, far from preventing him from doing what he really wanted to do, enabled him to become a creative and successful businessman who is known all over the world today. Even though Steve Jobs, whom we all know very well, left his education at an early age, just like Disney, this did not stop him from becoming the owner of perhaps one of the most famous, pioneering, and innovative technology companies in the world. And he said, "You have to trust something, your instincts, your destiny, your life, your karma, whatever. But you have to, you must depend on something." This approach has never let me down and has made a huge difference in my life. As Steve Jobs noted, entrepreneurship is ultimately strongly related to the personality and skills of the entrepreneur. We are all different from each other and we exist with our differences. Naturally, we all need to be aware of our differences and always take ourselves one step further. As a result, people with dyslexia have unique strengths. Skills related to communication, delegation, creativity, and communication problem solving are the prominent qualities that help them become successful entrepreneurs and make a difference. These successes show us that despite all the obstacles, the entrepreneurial spirit can overcome them. More research on inclusive entrepreneurship is needed as in this EU project called Lexicon, which aims to teach the main elements of entrepreneurship to individuals with dyslexia, which allows us to be here today. In this way, steps will be taken to increase awareness, not only of individuals with dyslexia, but also of all disadvantaged groups, such as in special needs, the immigrants. Only in this way will the entrepreneurship ecosystem and ultimately added value to the economy be created. Now, let's talk about a bit more about the challenges in inclusive entrepreneurship. As I mentioned before, despite its benefits, there are significant challenges to achieving inclusive entrepreneurship. These include, firstly, access to finance. Many potential entrepreneurs lack of the financial resources or access to credit needed to start their businesses. 2. Lack of training, education, entrepreneurial skills, and knowledge are not evenly distributed, with marginalized groups often having less access to necessary training and education. 3. Networking and mentorship. Networks and mentors play a crucial role in the success of startups, yet marginalized entrepreneurs frequently have less access to these resources. So what could be the strategies for promoting this inclusive entrepreneurship? First of all, to overcome these challenges, we need comprehensive strategies that involve multiple stakeholders. Here are a few key approaches. 1. Financial support programs. Governments and financial institutions should create funding programs specifically tailored to support underrepresented entrepreneurs. 2. Educational initiatives. Educational institutions and organizations should offer targeted training programs that equip aspiring entrepreneurs with the skills they need to succeed. 3. Mentorship and networking opportunities. Establishing mentorship programs and networking events can help marginalized entrepreneurs connect with experienced business leaders and peers. 4. Policy advocacy. Advocating for policies that promote inclusivity in entrepreneurship can help create a more supportive environment for all. Lastly, to sum up the role of KSIAD in promoting inclusive entrepreneurship, at KSIAD Business Association, we are committed to fostering inclusive entrepreneurship through various initiatives. We provide training programs, mentorship opportunities, and networking events designed to support entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds. Our goal is to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. In conclusion, inclusive entrepreneurship is not just a moral imperative, it's an economic necessity. By unlocking the potential of all individuals, we can create a more innovative, dynamic, and prosperous society. Let us work together to break down the barriers to entrepreneurship and build a more inclusive future for all. Thank you.
That was a very intensive and very loaded conference speech. Thank you very much, dear Mutlu. I have to say, like, your starting point, maybe. Efkaristo. Vielen Dank. Muchas gracias. Merci beaucoup. As his first foreign language is not English, it's French. Ve teşekkürler. So it was really very good that we have learned a bit. And other thing that while we were talking with Wolfgang in 2019 about this project, how when we established, we also understood that the type of innovation are also related to the people with the dyslexia. So thinking about in the university education, especially industrial engineering and these engineering departments, it always goes continuous improvement. However, people struggling with dyslexia are not very keen of improving something. They find some better ways to do the same thing in a different way. So radical innovations and breakthrough innovations are mostly come from the people who are struggling with dyslexia, because they know the communication, they know how to validate the idea. They have a different brain system, as we have learned from the professor. We had a very incredible day in Graz to learn about the dyslexia. And we learned that there are main three types of dyslexia. One of them is like dyslexia for the reading and writing abilities. The second one is dyslexic calculi, is for the calculation issues. And the third one is about the dyslexic graph. It's about the graphical issues. I would like to thank again. So we think about not to go like the whole conference in a structured way. We thought that to a kind of ice breaking. So we will have the cafes outside, so we can talk to each other, we can meet each other. Let's make a break about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we will start with the panel talks. Thank you again.
Sometimes there is an option.
So there are many initiatives.
From yes, just a city in the eastern region.
Eastern.
Yes, but I live here.
Yeah, sure.
I
You're studying here.
Yes.
Çalışıyor mu? Şu bağlamız.
O şey çalışmıyor mu? Ha çalışıyor. Aha, tamam.
Ya sana bir tane telefon herhalde satayım mı? Bu da bu. Bunu bu. Alt şu da sigara mı sigara değil.
In me, sale panepistimios, perfusione opinia, che per tre anni ora vediamo di alma, si può scoprire. Io penso che personalissimo. Non si parla come fa.
Selam. Merhaba.
Selamlar, ben de.
İyiyim. Nasılsınız?
Ben de iyiyim, çok teşekkür ederim. Yolunda ayrılmaya çok şükür. Sizin nasıl gidiyor?
Eyvallah. Bize yok.
Bitirdiniz mi teknik olayını? Yaşar Üniversite sen son hocalarla konuştuğumuzda hazırlıyorlardı ama
Burası mı?
size yardımcı oluyorlar. Biliyorum, evet, Bakırçay'a tekrar olayına yardımcı oluyorlar.
Evet,
En
bitti.
son.
Yani tek başına devam ediyor.
Süper. Siz görev almışsınız. Harika, harika.
İdare ediyoruz. Bundan önce Antalya'da yani. Şimdi işte yoğunluğumuz başladı. Mesela projeyi değil. Belki çözüldüğünü görmüşsünüz.
Evet, gördüm. Yine seninle konuşmuştuk.
Söyledim. Ben söyledim. Haroşat'ı da var. Orada gördüm işte.
Çok değerli çalışıyorsunuz. Yani farklı bir konunun farklı bir çalışıyor. Bence yapılmış. Öyleyse olsun. Teknoloji konusunda. Yani şimdi o yüzden kullanmak bir şey değil. Tabii ki bizim bağlantımız olması çok güzel.
Maybe not the person
Bak şu kadar oldu. Tam üzerine çekiyoruz.
When you compare with Istanbul.
No, my students small gothic city.
Oh, very nice. We are really close friends from Camila.
Okay.
Yanlış hatırlamıyorsam ama eminim. Boş kafası veriyorlar.
Yeah. Everything has its own diversity. Here, my
Yok, eğer siz uygun görüyorsunuz.
yes, I am working my
En önemli sekreter. Aynen. Beklerdim falan. İsmimi verirsin. Zaten o bütün toplumlarında ama hani yer sağlamak açısından yardımcı olmak. Aslında gerekiyor. Yani mesela kolektif karşıya herkese açık. Fiyat diyorsun, tanı kapsamında çalışıyor. Ama yani bizim büyümemiz şöyle, yapımızda şimdi ilerler gibi yani o açık değil. Ben de yardımcı olmaya çalıştım. Ama onun için daha iyi olsun. Evet. Şimdi bizimki Çocuklar var aslında yani fikir geliştirmek. Dediğim gibi o da aslında
It exists, yes. Yes.
Evet. Ve ama biz öyle olmadığımız 2021'de gördük. 2021'de öyle başladık. İyi çalışmışız. Evet. Onlarda çok önemli. Onlarla kazandık. Onlarla yönlendirdik. Çok başka takip ediyorum. Gündeyiz. Çok iyi çalışıyor. Sonuç aynen. Bizim görevli arkadaşlarımız olmuşlar. Bağlantısı olmuş. Neler yaptılar. Çok daha fazla harcayacağını düşünüyorum çünkü eminim gözleri olacağından düşünüyorum.
Nice to meet you. Yes.
Bunu bölmeden hocaları ben her gördüğümde teknoloji içerisindeyiz dediler. Ama şimdi tam açılış olmadan teknoloji açılış olmadan dünya şansında işim
Yanlış
Teknopark olabilir. Teknopark olabilir.
Tamam bunu söyle.
Şöyle
Şunu bakma. Tamam. Tamam.
buna yaptım.
Tamam.
Sıradan.
Şeyler çalışıyorlar çünkü. BTTO aynen. Necip Hocalar. Dedi ki ben onunla uğraşıyorum. Şu an mesela aynen onunla uğraşıyorum. Çok küçük bir şey. Kim olacak? Peki belli bir kod. Umarım ilgili kişiler o kişiler de işte ama keyifli olur çünkü bu zaman size sahip kişilerin başına gelmesi çok farklı bir ötesi. Sizinle konuştuğumuz bahsettiğimiz
Metin ya. Hadi. Şimdi başka şey geldik de. Başka bir yerden.
benim çerçevesi
Ama Necla Sıkı da. Necla Sıkı da hocayla beraber. Tamam. Tamam. Onu geldikçe başlayacak bir işlem. Necla Sıkı mı? Necla Sıkı da hocayla. Sorun yani.
Özeli sayma. Öyle, evet. Yani bir süre sonra kilo alıyor. Ama herkesin kişileşmesi böyle ki yani birbirimizi tekrar yaşamak çocuklar herkesin birbirimize onun hastalarımızla evet ne kadar güzel ki onu da bunu da yapıyoruz. Alsancak siz hava gözüne gelmiştiniz. Oraya çok iyi. Alsancak siz hava gözüne bekleriz. Evet, bekleriz.
I'm not very worried. I think that they will send it tomorrow.
Siz bakın tatlımıza, benim sizinle haberle ya da gelecek hafta için konuşalım. O yarın geleceğiz.
Ayağım olmuş.
Onlar bizim için yani biz hala etkinlik yatırımcı görüşmesine tekrar yatırımcı görüşmesine işte Oğuzhan'la mevcut bir Oğuzhan kendi şeyini ama şimdi böyle bir konuşuyor. Şimdi benim böyle bir süreçte başlıyor şimdi geçmişte. Mesela geldiğimde Şimdi gerçekten yapısı da aynı zamanda önceden o da programın ona göre olması gerekiyor. Onu da onu aynen çünkü o Ankara'dan geleceği için kendisini de Eskişehir'de kurulmuş. O yüzden Türkiye genelinde açılıyor. Sadece bizim için. Sen çünkü biz Türkiye teknik testlerinde yapıyoruz ya. gençlik iş var. Sadece İzmir değil. Bütün başvuru Türkiye'ye bizim açımızdan. Pardon, hayır. Ki arkadaş öyle işte. Onu da çok da hitap falan şimdiler
I was in the university, state finance. I made the partnership between two universities. That's great. 14 years ago. Project. That's the project. Project is something. Roma. We were there with Professor Izmir-Türkiye. I'm telling you, hocam, Professor Olga is from St. Petersburg.
Oh, we love our universities.
We have been there
Beautiful.
15
There
years
was this
ago.
hall with the instructors who won Nobel Prize. We couldn't believe it. This lunch, I was telling that to my assistant about the beautiful building, beautiful instructors, really excellent.
Now we turn to more from formal to more like the scientific part of the project. So that's why we are very happy to go with the more scientific issues. And I will not go to down and up again and again from now on. First, I would like to present my sincere appreciations and thanks to Professor Dr. Izmir-Türkiye, who is also one of my best friends and our department chair for many years. And I don't know what to say while presenting her to a stage, but she's the one. She's the one. So that's why today she couldn't say no to me. She doesn't like these issues, but she couldn't say no to me. So she kindly accepted to become the moderator of this session. Thanks to her again, I will give the whole speech to you, Professor. Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear guests, dear students. I'm very pleased to be here in the Inclusive Entrepreneurship Conference that Hocam is holding. Thank you very much. He's actually one of my best friends and my dean. Now I moved to another faculty, but still he's my dean. So second part of this conference is about the different entrepreneurship types and actually different ways of dealing with it. There are very many different angles, parts. Actually, I'm gonna present all the speakers here on their titles. Each speaker has 10 minutes for speech, so I would kindly ask you to keep your speech within those 10 minutes. After 50 minutes, actually, there are 5 speakers. There will be questions and answers part. So if you, with your permission, let me go over the speeches and the speakers. First speeches will be delivered by Professor Dr. Engin Deniz. He's also a very good friend of mine. 9 Eylül University. He's the director of Continuous Education Center. And the speech he'll be delivering is about sustainable and in/exclusive entrepreneurship. So he'll be talking about in and exclusive entrepreneurship in his speech. Second speech will be delivered by Associate Professor Dr. Olga Bobrova from St. Petersburg State University of Economics from Russia. And the title of speech is Social Entrepreneurship and Epidemics Championship in Russia. Third speech will be delivered by psychologist Aslı Eren from Fontys, Holland. And the title of the speech is Innovation with Impact with Student-Applied Psychology. Fourth speech will be delivered by Sizman Sizmak from Academy of Social and Media Culture, Toronto, Poland. Sizman is a lawyer And the title is Sustainable Approach in the Insurance Industry, Analysis of Selected European Regulations. And the last speech will be delivered by, again, my dear friend and actually Vice Dean of the Faculty of Business, Serpil Kahraman. And the speech title is Entrepreneurship Training for People with Dyslexia. So first speech will be delivered by Engin Hocam. Thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, thank you very much. Thank you for this invitation and kind introduction. Well, I'm here today to mention about the sustainable entrepreneurship plus in/exclusive entrepreneurship. Why today we are talking about entrepreneurship so much? What's your opinion? It's a very old concept, but recently we talk more and more, and today we are talking about more sort of entrepreneurship styles. And today I'm talking three of them. Well, what we can say now in 21st century, we have this mentality: do not work hard, but work smarter. Do it yourself the best way. You don't need to have so much sweat on your head, but use your mentality to do it better. Well, when we talk about the sustainability, it has actually some sort of meanings. The main one is actually continuing. So if continuing about the person, the company, the country, well, shall we do everything? Shall we put everything inside one bucket, or shall we put in sort of different buckets? It's all about inclusive or taking out exclusive. So person means, like, we can talk about the genders, or we can talk about some other demographical issues, as like today we are here. Well, we have the narrow sense, but also in a broad sense. But in all senses, actually, we are talking about the natural environment that we are living in. It's not about the taking part of out of the environment, like one sort of species or one sort of person. It's better not to leave even one single person or one single species out of the scheme or concept. Sustainable entrepreneurship or sustainpreneurship. Well, it's a little bit difficult to pronounce it, right? But we do like to have different sort of words. Yeah. Now we all know about the sustainability aims, goals, whatever. But what we do as an entrepreneur for this? There are the numbers, as you know. Some people introducing their ideas about saying that, well, I'm working for the environment, I am working for the social issues, all right, but in what sense, or what is the impact that we are working on? That's the main issue. There are four levels that if we are not going to consider the sustainability, we're gonna face some issues. The first level, I mean, the hardest or the highest level is we can lose ourselves on this. We can not be on the earth anymore. But it's not only the environmental issues like the climate crisis, but also we have to talk about the impersonal relationships as well. And then we come to the circular economy, which is another point for the sustainable entrepreneurship. there are the linear economy, reuse economy, but the circular economy is the latest version of the economy. And here, what is important, again and again, we have to take into consider all the sources. All the sources means not only the raw materials or like the textile, the fabric, etc., but also the human mentality, the way we, how we treat each other. Everything is about the circular economy. And in this sense, there are 9 R. Maybe the reuse, it's kind of easy, but if we are talking about not to use, which means refusing some stuff out from the bucket, it's the best thing. Welcome. Thinking about future generations instead of shareholders. This is the main difference between the traditional entrepreneurship and sustainable entrepreneurship. You can see the differences and the similarities. Well, the similarity is we all like to get some profit. This is the main thing of the entrepreneurship, as you know. But when we are talking about sustainability, then profit comes to the next level. The first level is not about the profit. Then one question to you: what is the difference between social entrepreneurship and sustainable entrepreneurship? As I told you, there are so many differences. Any ideas? Confusing, maybe. Well, social entrepreneurship is without talking about the profits. It's like social responsibility, and again, there are differences between social responsibility and social entrepreneurship as well. Let me go. Here, in this sense, sustainable entrepreneurship has more inclusive mindset, we can say. Inclusive and exclusive there's 2 different parts. Here, some sort you put it inside. Only you can say the white people, the women, male, young generation, etc. But inclusive has everyone, even the dyslexia or some other issues that we have. You can be very hyperactive, or some other stuff, whatever. Everything is inside in inclusive entrepreneurship. There are again here the differences and the same stuff, but I'd like to show you one example. For example, this is maybe the easiest thing talking about the fashion and the textile industry, because you know the brands here, then I'm not going to tell it. It has some sort of product, which means exclusive or inclusive. Exclusive in 2 senses. It's expensive, and also say that I am focusing on just very specific sort of people. That's it. But inclusive, this brand covers everyone. One of the latest thing, exclusive and innovation part, we can have this theme table saying that Übermensch only. Übermensch is a German word, says or human or more than human, or the exclusive sort of human thing. But this is not the right way in today's world. As I told you in the beginning, we are not going to let, or we should not let anyone behind. Well, for the sustainable entrepreneurship, what we can do, we can use at least some sort of green products. But on this green product, we have to give the explanation for everyone that can understand. We can use some labels, or even use the apps instead of labels, like the brand on the left-hand side. Blush has only QR codes. You are not going to read anything from the product, but you go to the app and then if you have some sort of things that like you can not see the things very well, then it makes the numbers a little bit bigger, so you can read easily. And if you like to have some research about sustainability, you may go through those links to find some more examples. Well, this is my presentation. A little bit. I don't know if I was late or on time. I don't know. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I'd like to respond to your answers.
Maybe questions and answers part at the end of the.
Of course. Sure.
Maybe it's
Sure.
much better. All right. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. As you can see from the slide, my name is Olga. I'm sorry for my English. Despite I spent several months in USA and I've had an experience of international internships in Japan and in Finland, but for 4 years I have not visited any foreign countries. So I'm sorry. I think my accent. I hope my accent will be understood by you. And you are also, of course, after all other presentations, are welcome to ask me the questions. So I represent my university, which, as I know, has partnerships with Yashar University. And today I will tell you what we understand in Russia as social entrepreneurship, because social entrepreneurship is a part of inclusive entrepreneurship. And also, I hope I will have time to tell you that Russia participates in international movement called Olympics. Even today, I've got the T-shirt from this Olympics movement. It helps people with disabilities to practice their skills, different skills, and to find jobs. Several years ago, officially by law in Russia, we have a definition of social entrepreneurship. So the state has explained to all of us what we understand as social on the level of business. Of course, even before that, a lot of businessmen tried to solve social problems, but officially. Social entrepreneurship is only about small business. So if NGO solves some social problems, it means that it's sort of social activity, not business. And also, if a company, a small company, provides jobs to special groups of people, like people with disabilities, sorry, it's a mistake there, disabilities, like to solo parents, to families with many children, 3 and more, and etc., to refugees. It means that this business can be called social business. The idea is that, classically, what we understand by social business, that it's business which earns profit, but profit is sent to maybe to charity, to solve or to soften at least social problems in society. And of course, during doing business, these companies, they hire people from vulnerable groups. So they, from the both ends, through the business processes and through the profit, they solve different problems in our society. And in my city in St. Petersburg and in other cities in Russia, we can find different programs of support from the state, from on municipal level, on federal subject level, on city level, and on federal level also. different projects with different kind of support which can be found here. For example, today another speaker mentioned that in Austria, I think they have consultancy services to startups. In Russia also we do so, and we call it like business coaching or mentoring, the information support for people who would like to arrange this social business. What basic social problems we have in Russia now, so this social business can contribute to solving them. You can see them on the slide. Of course, in our society, unfortunately, still people are not included fully. I mean, we respect people, different people with different disabilities or limitations. We all have limitations, but in practice, you can see from life that sometimes some people are excluded from just movement. So we try to overcome this problem. Also, as you know, from this current situation, we have some crisis, economic crisis, and difficult situation for generally in business in Russia. But still, people who decided to contribute to solve social problems, they continue what we do. And of course, we now have more vulnerable groups. For example, people, many refugees came to Russian regions, came to my city, and we have to help children, have to help new people who come to live with us, actually, from different regions. Also, in my city, you know, St. Petersburg is, I think it's the size of it is approximately as Izmir, I think, approximately. We have more than 5 million citizens. And of course, we have some features of our society. For example, we have quite good quality of education. And actually, for about 30 years after Soviet times, this non-commercial movements, NGOs, started to develop very actively in our city, actually, in Moscow and in our city too. And the social business has a good background. I mean, for many people in our city have, for maybe 20 years or more, experience of running business for disabled people, inviting them to providing services for them. You know, I moved to sort of theoretical part of my speech, trying to think about why do we care about social business? Because and several answers here actually, and one of the first answer unites the features of social business with just small business. Yeah, you know that small business is very very soft, very quick and adaptive to society. So the same can be said about social business actually. So the social entrepreneurs, they are closer to people. They better understand their needs. And also people themselves can solve their own problems. The main thing is to arrange the environment, the sphere in which people feel freedom to interpret, to run business actually, and to help themselves. There are a lot of examples of social business in St. Petersburg in my city, but I put on the slide only 2 of them. First is inclusive workshops. It's called easy things. Like, the idea of this social business is to give to arrange the model workshop in which during 1 year, for example, people with mental disabilities can practice their skills, their practical skills, like making something from ceramics, and also working in cafe. And so after that, they can go to usual business and be hired as usual employees. So these inclusive workshops workshops, they try not only to accumulate these people to keep them for years in the same place and the same job, but they try to teach, and they invite volunteers who work together very close with people with disabilities, and then they can be hired by other usual business. And also the mobility, you know, this is very important. Even this week we practice academic mobility, which is very important too. But the mobility for people who have problems with movement is something which can be actually done as business. And this is one company, Liberty, I think they arrange their special tours, touristic tours in our beautiful city. They invite from all Russia, from all, and even from abroad, people who can travel and see sightseeing in our city without barriers and with minimum barriers. They help. Yeah. And you see, what I didn't hear today, and I would like to contribute from my side, if I'm allowed, theoretical idea that it's not enough just to make impact in society. Yeah, we have to measure this impact. You know, we have to try to assess the social effect which we do through NGO or through social business. And why should we try to measure? I think it's obvious. If you cannot measure something, as we know, we cannot manage it. And there are different ways to solve social problems, and we must choose the most effective way. Maybe you know about this model, the social impact value chain. When we try to come with sort of business plan for social business, we can forecast what outcome we will have, and what impact on society we will have during maybe years. So we not only plan resources which we invest in when we do our inputs or when we do our activities, but we then have to measure the quick outputs, and then the long-running effect. There is a difference. Maybe you understand that when we teach people, for example, who are homeless, when we help them to restore their documents, to get a job, to get somewhere to live. First of all, it's very easy to count how many hours they spend in our lessons, or how many hours our volunteers contribute to their development, etc. But these are only results. It doesn't mean that these homeless people will change their way of living in the world. And very important that social impact should be sustainable, should be for several years, because maybe you know this problem in our big cities in Petersburg also we have it, that if a person has chosen to live on the street by circumstances, sometimes he or she cannot imagine another way of life without street, you know. And it's very important to change their life, to include them in the usual society, to make the society welcoming for them. I'm not sure that I am clear, but clear explaining. I hope you understand. And also the logical model framework also explains us the difference between outputs, outcomes, and impacts. You know, in Russian language, it's even difficult to translate the difference between output and outcomes. I don't know if in Turkish language maybe yeah, but actually the idea is that we move the length of impact. I mean the sustainability of impact from the left to right. I mean, if we have quick results, it's one thing, very important, but not enough. And but long-lasting result, outcome, and impact is what we have to think about when we start our social business. Also, how to measure, how to assess the inputs and outputs. By asking questions and, of course, answering them. What we do, what we invest, what resources we invest, and how our community benefits from our activity. and how community actually changes because of our activity. And of course, community has the impact from different factors, and our small business is only one factor, and it's an important problem. I mean, not fundamental, but practical problem of evaluators to exclude other factors and to see only on one factor and to measure it, how this our factor, our small business, social business influence to the solving the problem, not the social problem. And I'm coming, how many, well, do I have 1 more, 2 more minutes? Do I have 1? Okay. So I'm coming to the examples of one tool, important tool, which Russia also used to promote people with disabilities, to help them to find job. Maybe you heard about this international movement, Olympics. It has this logotype, actually, internationally famous. The idea is that from Japan, from 1971, even before I was born, actually, the idea was that people with disabilities meet and compete with each other in different kind of skills. For example, some people are making something from wood, you know, like very practical hard skill. Some people making some different kind of things, so which they can then sell on labor market, actually, as their own skills. And on this big competition, championship, or some partners are coming, stakeholders from different actors, for example, from business, and they can see people doing their good. They can see that people with disabilities are very professional in certain skills, and so they can hire them. And the results are actually that people are hiring. I'm sure that Turkey participates in this movement. Have you heard about that yet? And recently, one of the competence or skill, which is also in this championship, is entrepreneurship skill. And all participants, they are divided in groups, some children, some school boys and girls, and then students, and which is I also in charge. I'm a coach for my students who participate in this championship, and specialists who are already older people. So every year, we, as a university, we send our students who study with us and have some disabilities. We prepare them. For example, you can see my students on and not also. We prepare them as a future entrepreneurs. They come up with their own business ideas. Just usual business, not necessarily social business, but they can come up with any business idea, and we produce together with them. We help them. Actually, they produce, and I only consult. I only help them a business plan, which analyzes the market, the demand, the costs of this business, and etc. And then they compete. They come to the office, to the special place, and then they cannot take with them any computers or any other things, any materials, and they have to just to repeat. I mean, from their head to put in computer from the zero their idea, and then they sort of defeat this idea to the jury. And my students actually usually win in this competition. It's very, very important. It's like a festival. People meet together. A lot of people, parents are also happy. Their friends, they all congratulate each other. So I think it's a good instrument to promote people with disabilities. So I think I have to stop here. So my main conclusion will be that despite all circumstances, all problems, we have to continue with social entrepreneurship. We have to make our society friendly to everybody. So thank you very much for your attention.
Just give me 1 second to get it fixed here. Okay, welcome you all. I'm very happy to be here. So thank you to Chara and Sari for inviting me. They asked me yesterday, I think, at night, hey, would you present something about what you do in the Netherlands? And I think that I can tell a lot about it. I already gave a lecture in year 3, I think, on Monday, and I did it about a psychological perspective on social entrepreneurship and social innovations. And today I'll talk to you by what we do at our university to be inclusive and also for social innovations. My name is Alte Essan, as you see. I'm born and raised in the Netherlands, but I have Turkish roots. And I'm working at Fontys University of Applied Science and working there for applied psychology for 8 years now. And this is what we do actually, because if you see what we are doing is not that much of theory. I think that's something a lot of unis don't. We work with social programs, social practical programs, and thereby students get their points. And in year 3, we have a minor abroad sometimes, and that's why we are related to Yashar University. Yashar University is for us a new partner, I think, but we have a lot of worldwide partners. I'll talk about something, some things we do, and you can see in the first year of our study, we start with the inclusive school. So what does that mean? Dr. Engin, I think, yeah, told you a lot about inclusivity already. But what we do is right before students start with getting some theory or something, we send them already to go outside and get through some companies, but off the schools. And then we start the project, the inclusive school. So we ask them to go outside and change a school environment or make them produce a training or something. And I think, and I'm very happy to say that our students are teaching it very practically from the beginning with a lot of experience outside. So what we do is actually 4 years of entrepreneurship. We are bringing them a lot already, and just not at the end or when they want to entrepreneur or innovate something, but all this, the whole study we do it. And in the second year we have maybe I would say the project in the first years are the inclusive school, vitality, sustainability, and also talent development. So psychology, I don't know if you are
very aware of what it is, applied psychology. But we do psychodiagnostics, we have theory, a lot of theory, as you know, but we also have the practical side. And applied science is applying the theory in practical stuff. So only in the first year we do offer all theory they need in the following up years actually, and that's how we are high impact learning supporters. And in the second year we have a semester, 6 months I think, and it's about innovating with impact, and that's all about human behavior, changing human behavior. So I'm saying, if you want to be a social entrepreneur or innovate at social level, you have to know a lot about behavior, because it's all changing. It's all about changing behavior, people's behavior, and that's why we decided to work with some methods. And there's also theory indeed, but oftenly they go outside and just ask other companies, hey, what kind of problem do you have? And it can be a service, a product, or everything actually, where there is human behavior in. Everything people or companies are struggling with, our students see their opportunity to start a project. And that's the second year actually. The third year is about internships abroad again, but also in the country itself, and about minors. And there is why I am here. And the fourth year is about internship and electives. So as you can see, or may see, I don't know if I can make it clear by this presentation, we give students the freedom to choose their own path. So they are choosing what they want to do in the psychology. And that's a lot different than other universities. What we do when we talk about inclusiveness, I can tell you a lot about dyslexia, autistic students, ADHD students, and I also have a lot of experience in special educational needs. What we do is actually we train them to train others. So we train our students to train others. So we coach our students to coach others. It doesn't mean that they are not struggling with ADHD or autism or some kind of dyslexia. And this is the things we do, and I'm very happy to get it in a list or something, because I've been struggling for inclusivity a lot in the last years. And I think the most important thing we do is training them to psycho-educate people. So we educate others about autism or about dyslexia. Because only if you have knowledge about users or stakeholders who are also offended in the social problems you want to solve with your social innovations, then you know how to play it, how to play the game, I think. That's why we work with design thinking. I don't know if someone is already knowing or has worked with design thinking. Maybe one hand. Dr. Ingen. Okay. Actually, it says it's a very human-centered way of approaching a problem, a social problem. And it's also for technical innovations, for social innovations. It's very wide, actually. What we do is we send our students outside and say, hey, you need to innovate with impact. That's a very wide thing to say, actually. But they go outside and we train them with accusation, how to present themselves. And what I discovered is students with autism or ADHD or dyslexia have a lot of struggles with doing what we just say, like, just go outside. So what we offer a lot of coaching and mentoring, but also some training. And actually, we learn them from year one to develop themselves to go outside. And that's something I'm really happy about, because I didn't learn these things in the school area. because I did the same study, and then I did my master's. And now they are already learning things at school, and that makes me very happy. And I think that every university needs to do that. So we work with design thinking. It's actually Fons University has a lot of different areas, or faculties. But a lot of faculties work with design thinking, and it starts with the empathize phase. It says actually, and there is where I think human behavior is really important. When you empathize the users, or when you go in the flow with the users and learn how they experience the problems and what they want or what they couldn't or can't, or I don't know what they think, only then you can deliver some kind of innovation or product or process which will be very I think related to how they believe that some certain problem is, I don't know how to say it in English actually, but I hope you will understand me. I think only by empathizing you can understand where people are struggling with, so you can implement something. The design thinking method is actually an infinite method, so it's not only okay, this is the outcome. No, it's also very sustainable, because at the implementation phase, you are not only implementing your product or service. No, you're always measuring it. So, okay, how was the effect? I think Olga also talked about that a little. And I think design thinking is a new method, a creative method to go through social problems. Yeah, that's actually what we do at our university. I could tell you a lot more, but I just have 10 minutes, and I think I reached it already. Our students and we, the lecturers actually, because I'm not a partner of the project you're in, but we think that this one is very important, and it's a statement. We don't learn from experience, we learn from reflection on our experience, and that's what we actually do. And I think with that in mind, and with in mind that everything is about changing behavior, I hope you will get inspired to read more about psychology, human behavior, and changing it, because it's all about that. And inclusiveness means everyone is welcome, everyone can do the same thing. If you want to be inclusive, you don't start it just right after your study. No, you start within year one, with giving some knowledge about inclusivity. And that's why, yeah, that's my message, I think. So it's all about changing behavior. Our students, because I'm not only here for listening, but also to get a network for our students, because that's my job. Our students are open for projects where human behavior is centered, is the center of attention. And I think by knowing that it's all about changing behavior, it's said enough, actually. I don't know if you have some questions, but that's actually my end message, and I'm right past 10 minutes. So maybe someone has a question.
Maybe at the end.
At the end, oh yes, okay. Okay, then I'll thank you, and I hope
Good afternoon, everybody. In Polish, dzień dobry. My name is Szymon Szmak. Maybe this is the right pronunciation. Sorry for the correction, but this is like this S in Turkish language, so double szy. Yes. And I would like to speak about sustainable angle in the insurance industry. Maybe you can think that it's not so easy to find some elements of the subject of our conference, but I try to do this. I am PhD in insurance law, legal expenses insurance. It was my topic after doctorate. I am also employed in the international office already more than 15 years in a leading insurance broker company, so I have theoretical and practical experience. And because it was mentioned, I also have a twin brother. And I am older, 5 minutes, and I am a lecturer in the Academy of Social and Media Culture for 2 years, because it was the year the legal studies were grounded at this university. So where can we find some topics related to inclusion, exclusion, sustainability? We have to look at the legal insurance relationship when we have the policyholder. You are the policyholders, you are the consumers, the clients, you have some policies, you are obliged, I think also in Turkey, to have motor liability, car policies, and so on, travel policies. And the other side is the insurer, who is the stronger party, of course, because the insurance is based on the standard contract. The terms and conditions are defined almost only by the insurer. That's why the policy holder is this, we can say, disabled party, because as a policy holder we have extremely less knowledge about how insurance works than the insurance. That's why I wanted to find some legal regulations. I hope you will not fall asleep because of it, which can a bit help to the policyholders. Yes, and the first one is the Insurance Distribution Directive. We have more directives in the European Union. Of course, it's also applied to Poland, because Poland is a member of the European Union this year, 20 years. But we can also find some regulations among the Polish insurance brokers. There is an association, and this association constructed a code of ethics of the profession of the insurance broker. And of course, we can combine these regulations with the sustainable UN sustainable goals, and in particular, number 8, economic growth, number 10, reduced inequalities, and peace, justice, or justice as 16th goal. So moving on to the insurance distribution directive. This European legal act regulates how insurance products are designed and distributed or sold in the European Union. This is the harmonization of all the regulations related to the distribution of the insurance product, and by the insurance product we understand, of course, the insurance policy. So according to this act, the insurance distributors have to act honestly, fairly, professionally, in accordance with the best interest of the customers. It means of the policyholders or the future policyholders. And what is the most important, before the conclusion of the policy of the insurance contract, before shaping how it should look, the insurance distributor have to conduct the demands and needs test. What actually we as policyholders need in this policy, which activity we run, for example, which risks are related to our activity, and so on. So these are the most important regulations or rules in the Insurance Distribution Directive. And one more thing, the insurance distributor, according to this legal act, is not only the insurer, the insurance undertaking, but also the intermediary. For example, insurance broker. And moving on to the Polish broker code of ethics, we can here find the following rules, or the following values to be followed by the insurance brokers in Poland. So these are the best practices: honesty and integrity, professionalism and trust. And of course, the insurance broker during his job, he's obliged to exercise the due diligence required to offer professional and to act in a good faith. Some kind of specific situations like conflict of interest are also here regulated in the Polish Broker Code of Ethics. So, what are the results? What are the findings of the analysis of these both legal acts, the Pan-European Act and the internal Polish Act among the Polish insurance brokers? So, as said at the beginning, the aim of these regulations are to strengthen this second party of the insurance contract relationship, the policyholder, and we can of course combine these ideas in both acts with the sustainable development goals, but also so we can here see there's another model which is similar to the UN goals, which was designed by the American authors, integrative justice model, and we can find here the 5 core tenets, and it applies to the fairness in economic exchange in business. So these are the engagement, value co-creation, representation of stakeholders, and also long-term profit management and investment in future consumption. What are the conclusions? We have to assess both regulations in the directive and in the Broker Code of Ethics extremely in a positive way, and a similar draft legislation in the future, which could cover more areas in the insurance legal relationship between policy holders and the insurers, and also intermediaries, insurance brokers, will respond to the challenges which are defined in the UN Sustainable Goals and in this American integrative justice model. Thank you very much.
Again, welcome everybody. I am very happy to see you here and hope you have a good time in our organization. So, lastly, this is my presentation. I would like to say something about our project. And Charles is not here right now, but I would like to thank him again for inviting me to this project, and also thank you, Wolfgang, for all your support. Yes, this project was, run very smoothly, very fast, and I'm really impressed this project. I would like to also say that I have, maybe you know me, I don't know, my major is economics, but I have been working for disabled student units for more than 10 years. So this is not my expertise, but it began like an administrative duties, but it became like a hard issue for me. And I should say that honestly, I have been in United States for a few years, and I'm actually proud of our university and what we do for disabled students or people with special needs. I prefer to say that special needs, because all are different than each other, all of us different than each other. So this is not, disabilities. This is, we can say that each of us has different abilities, different talents, or some type of, I can say that, all of are different than each other. So this project we began in 2022, right, Wolfgang? I actually added to this project a bit later. But by the way, we have worked very efficiently for this project, and I would like to say what we did, just some additional information to what Wolfgang said about the project. You can check all the information about the project website as well. So what we talked at the beginning, I should say that, you know, about 10%, maybe more than 10% of whole population in all over the world have some type of difficulties or disabilities or special needs. This is a huge amount of number. And unfortunately, very limited number of disabled people or people with special needs, they are able to reach some educational opportunities or job opportunities. So labor force participation rate is very low for these people, and including the education as well. So at the beginning of this project, we thought that how we include them to the business environment, I mean the labor markets maybe. So we thought that what people need, anyone needs, not the people with dyslexia, because we thought that if we prepare the training modules to how to learn how to make a business, how to make a business plan, or founding, monetary taxation, or good business plan, not only about the structure of the business, but all, you know, all different modules or the training. So each of the partners in this project, so the partners are here from Hungary, Spain, Greece, Austria. We actually, first of all, we built the needs analysis, what we need to teach them how to become an entrepreneur. So each of the partners in this project, we actually prepared 4 main training modules. These are the titles of these modules. So each partner prepared these modules based on their actually expertise. So now you can see the module names. Module 1, I can name it, become an entrepreneur. Module 2, the title is Let's Start Building Up the Company, prepared by Brain Plus. And the third module, the title is Get Connected with Customers, and prepared by Central Trust Nubian, I don't know how to pronounce each one, and Regional Innovation Agency. And the last module, module 4, is prepared by us, Charoj and I. Thank you again. He has already came here. And Money Matters, Funding, Finance, and Taxes. So now I would like to give some brief information about the content of this training module. So these modules are available also online. So if you check the modules, you can reach all the information, all the content. This is free to reach. So, but the most important thing actually, what we consider about the preparation of this module. So each module actually includes case studies, some short videos, tutorials, and some, you know, pictures, graphic issues, very short sentences. So actually what I mean, as a whole, we consider that the training modules as well, the content of the training modules are that what the people with dyslexia can easily understand the training module content. That was our main goal. So that is the reason we sometimes revise the training module contents a few times to make it better understanding, very clear, you know, well designed, well organized, mainly considering the dyslexia, people with dyslexia. So that's what I should say. So this is actually was our methodological framework, what we consider. So if you check the module content, in each module actually includes a few short videos, a few very short questionnaires about the content, some applications, some like, you know, about the taxation issue, about the monetary issue, or how to make a business plan. There are some applications in the training modules. Not only the theoretical, information we have put in the module content. We also, what we consider mainly this approach, mainly the didactical approach based on the dyslexia, people with dyslexia. And let me say something about the content of the module. These are very brief information about the module content. Like the first module, I can name it Become an Entrepreneur. So the module content covers business planning, motivation, leadership power, how to make a business plan, basically. It's structured in this way, but of course this is just a brief information, brief framework about the first module. And the second one, the chapters are actually how to organize, how to make again the detailed business plan, but it depends on the in a structured way. I mean, like executive summary, company goals and profile, product, service, branching, marketing management, implementation of planning, opportunities and risks, and financial issues as well. And the third module, let's come to the third one, get connected with customers. This module actually explains the business goals and in more detail the marketing issues about your businesses. And lastly, the last module, module 4, money matters, funding, finance and taxes. So at the beginning of this module, we provide some brief information about the key financial instruments, monetary instruments. And at the end of this module, we actually give the brief information about the taxation of each project partners countries. So if you check this model, you can see that what is the taxation in Turkey, in Spain, in Austria, Greece, Hungary. And in the same approach, because maybe you have a very good business idea, because it's impossible to make it happen without funding opportunities. That's why we consider that issue. So at the end of this module, actually each project partner countries prepare the funding opportunities in national level or European Union level. So there are actually some tables about that. So like the application period, funding periods, or some procedures about to get the funding for your business idea. So actually, this is what we've done in this project. And as I mentioned before, each of the training modules are available in partner countries' languages. So what else more? I think that's all I have to say about the project. But if you have any question, of course, I would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you for accepting our invitation as a moderator for our project. Thank you so much.
Very interesting. So now we'll get all the questions and answers part together to all presenters actually. And if you have any questions, please state the name of the presenter and your question, please. Any questions? Ozan, maybe you will.
I actually have a question to English Professor Harish regarding the differences between sustainable entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship. You have explained the differences between them, but maybe if you can try to give some examples so that our students here may have some better ideas about it. And yeah, like that.
Well, okay, thank you. You know the social innovation as well, right? Social innovation and reverse innovation, I guess. So actually social entrepreneurship, we try to make people's life a little bit more better, little bit and more, because the impact depends on how much investment you do. But here I'm not talking about the capital investment, but human investment as well. So both we focus on these social issues, but in sustainable entrepreneurship, we focus not only the social, but plus economical and environmental as well. But in social innovation, it has slightly more about the society. So focusing on the humans and human needs is a little bit more important in social entrepreneurship. We can say three.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Any other questions, please?
Hello, my question is to Dr. Olga Moldova. Thank you everyone for presentations. I would like to ask about the social impact assessment you mentioned. It was very interesting. I would like to learn more about how long-term can it be assessed? How long-term can you see into the future of how it impacts the society or person's lives? Thank you.
Thank you very much that you are interested. It's really a deep, very good question, and there's a big literature about that, that I can get your contact and send you some links. But now I can say that on the example of helping homeless people, for example. Yeah. First of all, we invest our time and our resources to immediately help them, like to give them a roof and feed, etc. But when we train them to live normal life for several months, we can then measure in maybe in 1 year, in 2 years, what would be the effect on their life? Did their life become better or not because of our factors? Because we can ask them, we can make survey of people who were involved in our project, not only immediately after our project, but in 1 year and then maybe in 5 years. And if the percentage of people who are not on the street again, is quite high, so it will mean that our impact was quite strong and sustainable. Yeah. So other methods of assessment, other methods of assessment include those which we have in economics, like to compare our investment and our results, outcomes. But the difficulties is to measure social, not only commercial effect, because for example, we can compare how much we spend to people who are still on the streets to provide some security, even security, city security for this region where they need for the statistics. Or maybe if we pay to NGO or to social business to help them, maybe these people will not be receivers of social donation, but they themselves become taxpayers, you see. So we have to compare this during long period, all these circumstances, all these results, outcomes, and so. But it's quite difficult, I understand. In Russia, we have association of the professional assessor and people who are professional evaluators of social projects. It's quite small association, about maybe 100, maybe less than 100 specialists in all Russia, but they are really professional. I respect them very much, and we wrote a book about it in Russian, so it's really a different, it's a separate direction of study, and I wish all of us to understand it better. Thank you. Thank you.
Other questions? Thank you very much.
We are very happy of having you here until this time in full concentration. while the music is loud outside. People are partying outside, so we will put our hands up very soon after that. But for each conference, as a good tradition, we have some very small memory to just to have a certification for that. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for
Thank you very much. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
So, I would like to invite our project coordinator, Wolfgang Schaberreiter, for giving the certification to our Professor Dr. Engin Denizli.
I thought
I used to play basketball. Also Maybe a photo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or Ozan is coming.
Ozan, yeah. Ozan is better.
Would you like to join?
First steps. And then maybe try to jump together like this. Thank you.
Thanks.
I would like to invite our Hungarian partner to give the second certification. To the colleague from St. Petersburg University, Olga Bulgara. I would like to invite our Spanish partner, Stefano Modestini, to give the certification to you for our appreciation. Спасибо. Thank you, Stefan. And to our lecture, Aslı Esen, I would like to invite Fabiola. Let's move here, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And take over. Fabiola.
Yes.
Because you were there, it was
Shimon Shimak. This is very good.
Shimon, I don't know.
So Shimon is going to give me the certification because I spelled very well. I'm going to invite Professor Engin for most because I see my name. But first you have to spell it.
Shimon Schmack.
And Oscar goes to Serpil Kahraman. For giving the certificate to Serpil Kahraman, I would like to invite all contributors, because Serpil is one of the heroes behind all of us for organizing everything. Can I invite all the partners and all the contributors of today to speak, please? What project partners? Fabiola? She's going to represent. Yes, of course. Last but not least, there is Volkan should be around here. I don't know. If not, he is watching us from YouTube live. Volkan made all those videos, the voiceovers with AI, with all his support. It was incredible work. And today he also created us the opportunity to make a YouTube live stream. So On behalf of the Open and Distance Education Center, we also invite Necla here, only representative of the center. Please come here. So we make a picture and then we'll have to do this. And the last kudos to the whole participants.
Yarın nasıl önümüzdeki hafta için? O zaman siz Cuma günü olduğunu söylüyorsunuz.
Yani
Kesinlikle Cuma günü.
Zeynep'te olabilir.
Tamam, o zaman şey yaparız.
Sabahtan
Tamam, siz önümüzdeki hafta günleri bana yazarsınız. Ben de uydurmaya çalışacağım. Tamam, anlaştık. Görüşürüz. No,